What I just did to come and sit was just to flex with my GitHub t-shirt. Hey, today we are going to talk about a new exciting product that was launched by GitHub that is called GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is your new AI pair programmer powered by OpenAI. It helps you to write utility function, test, and explore new APIs without having to look up for answers on internet. It is not available publicly for everyone, so if you want to use it, you will have to join the waiting list. I, as a GitHub campus expert, got an early access to it, so let's see how it works and how cool it is. Alright, so as I said before, if you want to use it, you have to join the waiting list. So you just simply need to go to copilot.github.com, and there you can go for the sign up. And since I, as a campus expert, already have access to it, so it's already enabled on my account. So I can just simply go for install GitHub Copilot for Visual Studio Code. But if you do not have access to it, you can simply join the waiting list here. So in my case, let me just go with install GitHub Copilot. So it takes me to the Visual Studio Code extension page, and from here I can open my Visual Studio Code and install it as an extension. So I will just install it, and that's it. So now it's already installed on my system, and now if you see here, you can see this small icon. This is for the GitHub Copilot, so I can activate and deactivate it from this icon. And another thing is, so if I click on this, let me actually make a file first. So let's go with the index.js file, and now if I click on this, it gives me like two options: if I want to enable it globally for everything, or if I just want to use it for JavaScript. So in this case, let's just go with the JavaScript. Now it is successfully enabled. Now let's try to use some, let's go with some extension utility functions. So let's say we want to have a function that doubles the number, so which will be like double the number, and here it will automatically give a suggestion. So you can see it here. So that's how you can use it. Now let's go with another function. Another thing is I noticed is that it's kind of aggressive. So like you can see here, it just automatically says module.export double the number. Now let's see another function. Maybe we need to find an even number in an array. So find the even, and then an array, and it will give us an output. So here is a function that finds even number in an array. So another thing is that you can it actually gives you like multiple suggestions. So let's go with the find odd number, maybe get days in a year. So like get days in year, and then the year we want. So here when it gives us suggestion, you can actually, like, if you hover your mouse on the bracket, you have like these options: next, previous, accept, open Copilot. So next gives you a next suggestion, previous gives you a previous suggestion, accept means that you are okay with this suggestion, so let's go with that one, and the last one is open Copilot. So if I go with open Copilot, so you can see we have like these multiple suggestions, and this actually these are like almost same. It's just like the approach that we want to use. So let's say we are satisfied with the first approach, so let's just go with that one. So now here we have a function that find days in an year by giving by accepting an year as an argument. So these are the utility function, and that is how you can use it in by making a utility function. And one thing I noticed is that it works best for utility functions. Alright, so that is how you can write the utility functions. So let's go with writing something else. So maybe like you might be saying like, okay, these are very simple utility functions. Let's try doing something complex. So maybe we can like do something with the file system, which is the built-in Node.js module. So let's go with making a file fs.js, and here let me import the function, the module fs, and let's say we want to have a function that read a file and print it. So currently you can see it already gives me a suggestion, read file, and it just read the file, but it does nothing else. But maybe I just want to read the file and also print it as well. So I can go with read file and print, and then just simply pass the file path, and it will give me a suggestion. So here is how it works. So depending on like what is the function name, it gives you suggestions. Now let's try another command, and okay, now let's try another function for writing a file. So for that I can, again you can see I have this another suggestion, a write file, which writes the file. So I can just go with that. Or even if you want to have another name for the function, so let's say write file to disk, and then file path, file contents, maybe file content, and it will give you a suggestion. So again, if you notice here, in this function, it was automatically it gives me like everything, including the function name, the arguments, and everything. But here I went with a custom argument, so it adjusted those arguments here. So the file path is file path, the file content is the data. So it works pretty smoothly, and again it is based on GPT-3, so that is at least my expectation. Okay, so now let's try to make something like maybe a CLI application using GitHub Copilot. So what should I call this name? Function file, maybe main.js. Okay, so the one thing that I struggle with a lot is I often forget how to get the shebang. So this is GitHub Copilot actually helps me with this. So if I just do like shebang, it gives me the syntax for that. So I no more need to search for that on Stack Overflow and Google. So that's something I love about GitHub Copilot. Again, it's very aggressive, so it already is now giving me suggestions which I do not need. All right, so let's make a function. Let's make a CLI application where you give a username and it gives you like the details of the user. So it's like the API. It will make a request for api.github.com/user/the username. So it's going to be a pretty simple application, CLI based application. So for this I will need a package, an npm package that is Axios. So let me install that as well. So let me first initiate npm. Oops, it should be npm. It should be npm-y. Yep, finally. Now npm install just save Axios, and it will install Axios for me. Alright, so now I have Axios and I have everything set up. So let's first import Axios. Require Axios. Alright, so since this is going to be in async function, there is going to be an async function. So let me make a function, and let me make an IFI, which is an immediately invoked function. So as soon as someone execute this file, this function will be executed. So I am making this so I can like add an async here. So that's the reason I am making this function. All right. So the first thing I need to do is, again, it's pretty aggressive, so it's giving me these suggestions. So the very first thing I want is, so the way the applications will work is that, let's say I want to use the main.js, and so it will be like main.js and then Hudok-dev. So the Hudok-dev means that it is an argument, it is the username. So go look up for the api.github.com/user/Hudok-dev and give me the result. So for that, the very first thing is that I need to extract that username for arguments from the arguments. So for that I can do get value from arg, and let's wait for a suggestion. And yep, here it is. So it's slicing the 0 and 1 argument and starting from 2, because these are the, I guess these are the function name, and these are the file path and file name, something like that. But yeah, we do not need those first two. And here is the value. So it's on line number 13, it's extracting the value, which will be the user. So maybe we can call it username, which sounds good. All right. So now the next thing is to make an API call. Again, this is going to be a very simple application, so we do not need to write much more code, a lot code, but it's a very simple application just to test for GitHub Copilot. So here I can do async function. Again, it gives you the I guess it's the perfect function name we can go with. I'm not sure if this function name will work for making an API call, but let's see what it whether it works or not. I hope it works. I don't think so. It will work. So okay, let's go with another function name which makes much sense. So it will be function make API call. Again, if you notice, I am making like these as descriptive as possible, and you can see I make API call and it gives me the result. So I was going to type make API call to GitHub, but on just typing make API call, it detected it. So all good with that. And one other thing is that we have to make it async, since this is an API call, so we need to make it asynchronous. So I can do maybe a wait here, or I can, just to make things simple, const result equals to await, and then I can do return result. So now after that we can go for console log await, make GitHub call, and everything is suggested. So yep, that is it. Now let's see how it works. So I have PowerShell for some weird reason, I'm not sure why, but this script doesn't work in Shebang. In PowerShell, I mean like this. If you go with node space the file name, then it works, but like this, it doesn't work. So let's see. And here we have like all the public details of my account, which you can see: name, Aslan, how the company works at, MRH Fellowship, from Pakistan, full stack developer, and all those details. So yep, that is it. I do not have many followers, so maybe you can consider following me. Alright, so that is it. That is how you can use GitHub Copilot. It's an amazing product, and it's quite exciting. And make sure you sign up for the waiting list and enjoy it. See you in the next video. Bye.